The hidden cost of business credit building. Look, if you're going to build your business credit, how much money do you actually need to do so? I get a lot of questions there, a lot, especially from potential clients who are interested in building their business credit and want to know, like, what kind of money do they need to be able to successfully launch their business credit profiles and scores? So I want to dive into that right now. I want to talk about the hidden cost of business credit building to determine, is it worth it or not for you to actually dive in and use business credit as an asset, as a way for your business to be able to fund itself. We got a lot to cover, so let's dive in. So first of all, with business credit building, there's a couple different categories of costs you want to think about. The first category is just setting up your business initially. Now, this obviously is not an expense just related to building business credit. If you're going to launch a business, you're going to launch a business and you're going to have expenses involved. Now, building business credit, getting loans, getting credit lines, all of that ties in to you having a business set up, right? So if you're going to launch a business, there are costs associated in this category. It's not really linked to business credit building. It's just linked to the category of setting up a business initially. So let's dive into some of those. You're going to need to set up an entity in your state. Now, I would suggest you just go right to your Secretary of State and do this. You don't need LegalZoom or any other companies out there that you may pay to do this. But if you want the extra guidance, you definitely can. Now, the cost to set up an entity depends on the type of entity and the state that you're in. I can launch a corporation for less than $70 in Florida. The same corporation would cost me $500 or more in California. So you want to go to your Secretary of State and research the cost of launching the business. This is the biggest variable cost because it really varies state to state. Many states it's less than $100, and the most expensive states it's more than $500. You want to figure that part out. The next thing you're going to need is you're going to need to have an address for that business. You really want to set up a legitimate address that lenders want to lend you money on. And this is typically done through a virtual office, through Regus, Alliance, or DaVinci. The cost on this varies depending on your location. Oftentimes it's about $50 or $60. So it's $100 or less in almost all cases. You want to, again, look at some of these sources in your areas, but it's typically about 50 or $60. Next, you need a phone number for your business. And again, this varies depending on where you get it. I like places like Ring Central, and you can get a phone number anywhere from usually 20 to $50 for your business, and you're going to be paying that and the virtual office for your business monthly, so keep that in mind. You're going to need to launch a website, and in order to do that, you got to find somebody, a place to host the website, somebody to build the website, the content, all those kind of things. Now, luckily enough, we work with a great company called Profit Lifter. They can usually do this for you for about $100. Everything you need, you can get the site set up for about $100. So it makes it super affordable to do. If you try to go at this on your own, it could easily be $200 or $300 to be able to come up with the content and the website designer and everything that's needed. So again, it varies, but Profit Lifter is a great place to get you in the door for about $100. You can get your website completely set up. Those are the basics that you need. Now, the other thing you're going to have is a business license. Not really, you don't need it, but it goes a long way to helping you get credit financing. You can usually get that set up for less than $100 one-time fee in your county, and sometimes you have to pay an annual fee for renewal, something to look at. And you need to set up a business bank account. Most business bank accounts, you need $25 to $100 deposited to initially set up the account. So there's a lot of variable expenses. I can't add all of those up, but I typically tell a business owner that they can get all the necessary things that they need: the entity, the address, the phone number, the website set up, even the license and the bank account, all typically for less than $500, unless you're in a state like California that's exorbitantly higher for entity setup. Okay, the next category of business credit building expense-wise you want to think about is what you're actually going to use the business credit to buy. So what I mean by that is that business credit building is all about going out, finding credit you want, applying for the credit, using the credit, and paying the bill. Well, using the credit costs money, right? You're going to use the credit to buy things. Now, some people look at this as an expense related to building business credit, but those people are looking at it all wrong. There's not an expense related to building business credit. This is a matter of you using credit to buy things you were already going to buy for the business anyways, and then you pay off that credit. Then it reports to the business credit reporting agencies, and it gives you an account, a trade line, a payment experience. It goes by many different names, but the reporting of an account on your business credit profiles and scores. So you got to think about all the stuff you need to actually launch your business. You should make a list on an Excel file. Then when you go to start getting access to starter vendors, you want to look at what those vendors offer that can knock things off of your list. So those are normal expenses you're going to incur in the growth and startup of your business anyways. Don't go using business credit to buy stuff you don't need just to build business credit. I see so many novices that are not working with a company like Credit Suite make this mistake. They waste hundreds or thousands of dollars buying unnecessary things because they don't have enough access to vendors that sell the stuff that they actually need. Look, the vendors that we help our clients with as a brand new, the very first accounts they get, they offer credit lines for marketing, like Facebook ads, Google ads, websites, for example. They offer swag with shirts and gear and office supplies, the stuff you would have to buy anyways to launch a business. These vendors are offering. So don't go get credit with a bunch of vendors to buy stuff you don't need. Don't go work with companies that force you to do that to begin with. You want to make a list of what you need to buy in your business, and you want to use starter vendors to buy that stuff. And the amount of stuff that you need to buy to launch the business varies, obviously, depending on the kind of business you're launching, right? If I'm trying to launch a trucking business, I need a truck. It's way more expensive to get that truck than launching a credit repair business where I need a printer and paper, for example. So the cost of launching your business are going to vary. But here's the great news. Business credit can cover 90% of whatever it is you typically need to buy to launch the business. So the truth is, there's not really hidden cost to building business credit. There's just hidden cost to building a business. And that's one of the things that you really need to figure out. I walked through a lot of the costs associated with launching a business. You need to map out the cost with launching your own business that you actually need. Based on the industry you're in, those costs are going to vary. Business credit can help cover a lot of those and give you 30 or 60 days or sometimes longer to pay those bills. So it gives you a longer time period to pay the money that has to be paid anyways to launch the business. So if you build business credit the right way, there are no hidden costs. The only costs really associated are in these two categories. The category of setting up the business structure to begin with, you got to do it if you're launching a business. And the second category is of buying the stuff you really need to launch the business. Make sure you're building business credit with an expert company or with the right knowledge to be using business credit and getting business accounts, credit accounts to buy the stuff you need to buy, not just buy a bunch of unnecessary stuff that you don't need. Hey, if you need help along the way, let us know. Like, that's what we do at Credit Suite. We help you improve your fundability, set your business up the right way where it's fundable, build business credit, and get financing as well. And we have a free finance assessment at creditsuite.com/console where we can help you with all three of those things. And if you got value from this training, make sure you like and subscribe, because that's what we do at Credit Suite as well. We provide all the education and knowledge you need to be able to get the training, to be able to get the money you need to fund, and to be able to launch, start, and grow your business. So thanks for tuning in. Make sure you like and subscribe and keep your eye out for the next training. We're talking about more cool ways to get the money you need to start and grow your business.